Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today. Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today.
Ladies, ladies and gents, welcome to this week's matchup of the Women's Premier Soccer League on the National Soccer Network. We have a Northeastern Conference matchup for you all today. This one is between the Rhode Island Rogues Football Club against the Albany Rush. Rhode Island Rogues currently sit in fourth place on the leaderboard, on the conference, in the standings. Both the Rogues and the Rush are 3 games into this brand new season of WPSL. And the Rhode Island Rogues currently sit with 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Most recently, they had a 6-0 win, a dominant win against the Kingston Capitals. And their previous 2 matches to start the season include a 1-1 draw against Merrimack Valley Hawks FC and a 5-2 loss against the conference leaders, currently Sporting CT. Albany Rush, on the other hand, just sit 1 spot below Rhode Island Rogues. They are in 5th place on the leaderboard with a -5 goal difference. They have 1 win, 0 draws, and 2 losses. Interestingly enough, both of their losses came at the hands of Sporting CT. They lost 6-0 at the start of the season, but just recently, last week, they lost 3-0 to Sporting CT with a win against Kingston Capitals sandwiched between those 2 defeats, a 4-0 win, which helps their goal difference. So 3 games played throughout the season so far between these 2 clubs, and both with a very good opportunity to climb up the table. A win would do huge numbers for both of these clubs. Rhode Island Rogues could jump all the way up to 2nd place with 7 points on the season if they are to come away with 3 points in this matchup, whereas the Albany Rush can tie for 2nd with the New York Shockers based on their results for today's matchup. They will have 6 points, assuming they will get a win today as well. And so far, both clubs have scored a relatively decent amount of goals throughout the season. Rhode Island Rogues, 8 goals for, and but they've allowed 6. Again, 5 of those were to Sporting CT, the league leaders, who are currently having a perfect season. But 8 goals within those 3 matchups is still nothing to sneeze at. It will be very interesting to see how this matchup unfolds between 2 relatively even clubs to start the season. And before we get this matchup underway, we are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we will see you guys in a bit. All good? All right, welcome back to the Women's Premier Soccer League matchup on the National Soccer Network. We are 5 minutes into this matchup between the Rhode Island Rogues and the Albany Rush. Rhode Island Rogues are in their black and whites, where the Albany Rush are in all white with the blue numbers on the back. So let's see how this matchup goes underway. Rhode Island Rogues, as I mentioned before the kickoff, are sitting just above the Albany Rush. Both are looking to kickstart their 2025 WPSL season on the right foot, and this seems like a strong opportunity for both to do so. It looks like the Albany Rush have possession, but it's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for the Rhode Island Rogues, who have 8 goals on the season, scored 6 of them in their last matchup against the Kingston Capitals. So they look to have the hot hand, but can it carry over to this home matchup? And will they be able to leapfrog their way up the table, up to second place in the Northeast Conference? Gets stripped away by the Albany Rush, who are looking to pass it, find someone down that left wing, but instead it looks like the ref is going to call that play back. It might have been a foul against Albany, or against Rhode Island, I'm sorry. Albany will be getting on the ball, looking to send it deep and trying to find a couple open players on the top of the box, headed away by Rhode Island. And it will be kicked forward, trying to find an open player, but will be shuffled back, tripped over. They're going to let it play on, and Rhode Island recovers. Going to try to get a through ball, but just a little too powerful, and was unable to get on the end of that one. So it'll be kicked away and handled in the backfield by Albany, who will look to recover, perhaps try their right side now to try to find some openings. But Rhode Island with a good step in to be able to intercept that and see if they can find an open player, where they do get a couple of through balls in there. Gonna drive through the box and go straight towards the keeper, but was just tackled just in time. Clean tackle by Albany to get onto it. And now a counterattack is underway. They're looking to thread it, and they find their winger, who will pass it through, but just a heavy touch let her down, and Rhode Island will pick up on it. And they look to try to head it, almost lose control of it themselves, but great control of the ball. Tries to switch up the play. Albany had a step in there, but Rhode Island were able to recover and pick up the pieces. And so we're looking to see what types of combinations, what types of link-up passes can draw first blood. What can we see here from both of these teams? We're both looking to get some goals to improve their goal difference. Rhode Island looking to push the ball up the field, looking to potentially get a cross in, but just a little bit too wide. Will go out for a goal kick. Might have just lost control of the ball with that touch. Unfortunate, but Albany have a chance now. We'll pick up the ball on a goal kick opportunity, and they'll look to pass it out and try to see which lane works against Rhode Island. They've tried the left a little bit earlier in the matchup, but more recently went to that right side, looking to try to break down that back line of Rhode Island Rogues FC, and to see if they can sort of neutralize that high press from Rhode Island. But Albany with a -5 goal difference, they can't go too far ahead and leave their defense hanging, because it could lead to a potential counterattack from Rhode Island, and it could lead to an easy breakdown, especially in their home stadium. But we'll see what Albany can do once they get back on the ball, and see if Rhode Island can respond with some potential counters. But either way, Albany right now, if they do win this matchup, then they will jump up to second against Rhode Island Rogues, and looking to improve on that goal difference, as we mentioned earlier. Only 3 points on the season. Got it with that win against the Kingston Capitals. And besides that, this will be their first matchup outside of that Kingston match that is not against Sporting CT. They have lost twice already against Sporting CT. A rough start to the season currently against the best team in the Northeastern Conference record-wise. So Albany Rush with a good opportunity against a team just one up on them on the table to see what they can do in this match and to see where they truly fit in this table. Rhode Island Rogues are looking to improve and string together a winning streak. Just won last week. See if they can get 2 in a row, and just looking for points overall on the table. Again, brand new season, 3 games under the belt for both of these two clubs. Rhode Island has 1 of each column, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. A draw wouldn't be bad, but it would slow both teams' growth on the table. So we're going to see what types of actions can be taken here. Rhode Island Rogues could potentially be looking for goals from a couple of players. We have, for Rhode Island, it seems their starting 11, if they kept it the same from their last week's matchup, they have number 4 Cambio, number 8 Carpenter, number 6 Biergard, number 7 Denicourt, number 21 Lancaster, 22 Ross, 24 Broderick, 25 Restivo, 26 Zabinskas, 27 McNulty, and 31 Carr. That was their starting 11 in last week's matchup. Assuming all 11 are back out on the field today, starting in that win against Kingston Capitals. A starting 11 that proved to score a lot of goals. Can they do so against a team just 1 up on the table, still towards that bottom half, being Albany Rush? In Albany's 2 losses this season, they've allowed 9 goals. And all 9 of those goals have come at the hands of Sporting CT. And in the meantime, while we wait for the feed to come back on, we will cut back to, once again, another break. And we are back. And we are back with this WPSL matchup. Looks like Albany Rush. We're looking to get possession on the ball. Still no goals on the match, but trying to thread a long ball towards that left wing. Not going to reach her, though. So Rhode Island Rogues will just kick it away. You know, we'll go in for a throw-in for the Albany Rush. And they will look to regain possession, and they will look to push the ball farther and farther down the field. Rhode Island just looking to try their best to keep it away from them and looking to keep that defense tight again with 2 goals, with a 2-goal difference on the season, might I add, which is not bad. Their last 2 matchups, they've only let 1 goal in. So they've really picked up their defense. But after that 5-2 loss against Connecticut, they've only allowed 1 goal in their last 2 matchups. So their defense has definitely become more uptight. And we'll see if they can do so again to keep their goals against at a minimum, to see if they can keep this in their home stadium and keep it a win. But Albany Rush looking to push forward, looking to try their best to see what they can do against the team just one up on the table. And while we wait for the feed, we will push towards technical difficulties. We'll see you in a bit. of this Women's Premier Soccer League matchup in the Northeast Conference on the National Soccer Network. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have the Rhode Island Rogues against the Albany Rush. And in this first half, Rhode Island Rogues are attacking to the left. So they are in attacking territory right now. Albany Rush is in the whites. They are defending, and Rhode Island Rogues are sort of pushing the ball, trying to get to that right wing. And we're going to try and see a cross get put into the box. It's lifted up. Will it find a player? It does. It'll be played back out. Going towards the top of the box. Slide tackle from Albany Rush to just prevent that ball from being crossed into the area. Looks to be a potentially rainy day. We see umbrellas in the stands here in Rhode Island. So wet conditions. The ball may be slipping and sliding across the field. Might cause for a slight loss of traction, but we'll see how the players handle to manage the adverse weather. A kickback from the keeper in this goal kick opportunity. Albany Rush looking to push the ball up the field. It is still 0-0 in this matchup. It'll be pushed towards that left wing, but met by a Rhode Island player who tried to bring it up towards the middle. Caught off the ball by Albany Rush, and they tried to regain the possession, but instead it would be passed back out by Rhode Island, and they'll look to work on that left side again, try to find some openings. It will go out of Albany Rush, so a throw-in for Rhode Island FC, or Rhode Island Rogues FC, I should say. They'll pass it back, try for their right side, and they'll look to go up that right wing. See if they can find an opening, looking for the through ball, but it's going to be met by Albany Rush, who's just going to shoulder Rhode Island off the ball and just let it drizzle out for a goal kick for Albany Rush. So far, Rhode Island has had the majority of attacking opportunities, haven't had any clean finishes yet. Hence why Albany Rush is still able to keep the clean sheet, but we'll see what Rhode Island are able to do with about 5 minutes left in the first half. But Albany Rush right now trying to hold on to the ball. Rhode Island almost trying to force a mistake there. That would have been all green grass, one-on-one against the keeper if Rhode Island was able to strip that ball from the defender. But Albany Rush will get back on it, though quickly intercepted from Rhode Island. Finds a player towards the top of the box. The touch is a little too heavy, but it will be headed back, and it might go all the way back to the keeper instead. They're going to restart from that defensive back line. Looking to try to slide away, but just ran out of space there. And it will be a throw-in for Albany. And again, Albany can leapfrog Rhode Island on the table. And a couple of other teams in this Northeastern Conference, if they're able to come away with a win here. Haven't had too much of the ball. Gets stripped away again. Rhode Island will get back on this. But they'll send it all the way back to the keeper. And so they'll look to drop it back out. And will continue their possession from there. Just some safe, clean passes deep in their own territory before trying anything any threatening. But they'll look to push up. And once again, shouldered off the ball. Perhaps looking for the foul, but the ref decides to play on. And Rhode Island will get the ball back after a deep threat opportunity from Albany was unsuccessful. And so Rhode Island will get back on the ball in their own half and just kind of take it easy. It does say on the scoreboard in the background that the home side has a 1-0 lead. So perhaps at some point during the technical difficulties, Rhode Island ended up scoring a goal. So in the rainy weather, Rhode Island Rogues FC are up 1-0 against the Albany Rush. So as we mentioned, Rhode Island have been doing pretty well in scoring their last few games, especially their last one. They had six of their 8 goals this season came last week. I guess now 9 goals against the Kingston Capitals. So now Rhode Island has a goal. Unfortunately, we are unsure of the makings of that goal, how it happened, whether it was through a set piece or a counterattack. So there's many different ways on how Rhode Island could have achieved that goal. But based on these last few minutes, they've been pressuring high. They've been getting a majority of attacks through the wings. So maybe it was a successful cross inside the box that found an open player and perhaps slotted away. For a current 1-0 lead for the Rhode Island Rogues heading in to the first half break. And the ref has control of the ball, so it looks like there will be a restart of play somewhere. Perhaps there might have been a foul against Albany, and it could have been an offsides as well. And Rhode Island are going to take the ball back as we head to extra time or stoppage time of this first half. But it goes out of play for an Albany throw-in around the midway point of the field. And so Albany now in a little bit of a disadvantage. They lose the ball there. It'll be a Rhode Island Rogues FC throw-in. It's not time to panic yet. It's just a 1-0 lead for Rhode Island. But Rhode Island can jump all the way up to second. Again, it's determinant on how other pieces fall this week in the WPSL, in this Northeastern Conference. But in a vacuum, in this match alone, if they were to win this matchup and hold on to this 1-0 lead, they could theoretically jump all the way up to second place. But again, it will be determinant on other results. So Rhode Island now are just looking to keep that lead heading into the break as they get a throw-in. And Albany Rush are just looking to try that right wing to try to find some players there, seeing if that's perhaps the way they're able to break down Rhode Island. But instead, it's Rhode Island now just losing the ball. It could be due to the wet surface of the field. That might cause a little bit of loss of traction and the ball losing focus. So it's kicked away by Albany. And it looks like that is going to be the halftime whistle. So we apologize that we were unable to show you the goal, but we can assure you that Rhode Island Rogues FC are currently leading Albany Rush by a score of 1-0 after 45, heading into this halftime break.
This is Inside the Game, where passion meets precision. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wangler, and John Natale are your hosts, breaking down every goal, every controversy, every match that matters. From the heart of American soccer to the global stage. No fluff, just football. Weekdays at 9 a.m. live on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all listening platforms. Step in, speak up, stay locked in. This is Inside the Game.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins NLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Chaos FC is a soccer club in Macomb County, Michigan, dedicated to player development through professional training. Our mission is to offer a safe, positive environment that nurtures youth talent. We aim to help players reach their full potential and compete at high levels in MYSL, MSP, SP, and MRL. We provide equal opportunities for all players to develop skills, knowledge, and appreciation for soccer through top-tier training and positive coaching. Our goal is to help players grow as individuals, promoting life skills such as sportsmanship, teamwork, goal setting, and fair play. Learn more today by visiting chaosfc.us. Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before. If you are interested in participating in a sport that requires skill, fitness, strategic thinking, and team play, soccer offers opportunities at various levels to improve fitness and coordination. Whether you prefer casual participation, competitive play, or joining a futsal league, our organization provides a welcoming environment to learn new skills and meet new people. Register today for the Macomb Soccer Summer Camp from July 14th to 18th. The camp will be led by Kansas City's professional players James Togba and Mike De Silva. It is open to boys and girls aged 6 through 16 16 with an early bird registration fee of $175 if registered by July 7th. Gain knowledge from professionals in an engaging and competitive setting. For further information, visit mrsl.us. Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today.
This is Inside the Game, where passion meets precision. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wengler, and John Natale are your hosts, breaking down every goal, every controversy, every match that matters. From the heart of American soccer to the global stage. No fluff, just football. Weekdays at 9 a.m. live on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all listening platforms. Step in, speak up, stay locked in. This is Inside the Game.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins NLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Chaos FC is a soccer club in Macomb County, Michigan, dedicated to player development through professional training. Our mission is to offer a safe, positive environment that nurtures youth talent. We aim to help players reach their full potential and compete at high levels in MYSL, MSP, SP, and MRL. We provide equal opportunities for all players to develop skills, knowledge, and appreciation for soccer through top-tier training and positive coaching. Our goal is to help players grow as individuals, promoting life skills such as sportsmanship, teamwork, goal setting, and fair play. Learn more today by visiting chaosfc.us. Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before. If you are interested in participating in a sport that requires skill, fitness, strategic thinking, and team play, soccer offers opportunities at various levels to improve fitness and coordination. Whether you prefer casual participation, competitive play, or joining a futsal league, our organization provides a welcoming environment to learn new skills and meet new people. Register today for the Macomb Soccer Summer Camp from July 14th to 18th. The camp will be led by Kansas City's professional players James Togba and Mike De Silva. It is open to boys and girls aged 6 through 16 with an early bird registration fee of $175 if registered by July 7th. Gain knowledge from professionals in an engaging and competitive setting. For further information, visit mrsl.us. Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today.
This is Inside the Game, where passion meets precision. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wengler, and John Natale are your hosts, breaking down every goal, every controversy, every match that matters. From the heart of American soccer to the global stage. No fluff, just football. Weekdays at 9 a.m. live on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all listening platforms. Step in, speak up, stay locked in. This is Inside the Game.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins MLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Chaos FC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of this Women's Premier Soccer League action on the Northeast Conference on the National Soccer Network. We appreciate you all joining us for the second half. We are underway, and what a brilliant shot from Rhode Island. Can they pick up the pieces? No, it's defended by Albany Rush. My goodness, we almost saw Rhode Island Rogues go up 2-0. What a great start to the second half for Rhode Island. And the attack might not be over yet. Albany Rush shows some work to do, and they're able to just clean it up and force a throw in from Rhode Island. So they're going to take it in and send it up on that right channel, but it gets well defended by Albany. They will look to find some open players, intercepted by Rhode Island in a dangerous position. On the top of the box, tries to chip the keeper, but a little bit too high. My goodness. It was a near opportunity. Rhode Island attacking this half. 10 minutes into this half, they are attacking. But Albany Rush looking to try to keep that possession, but it gets ripped away by Rhode Island. And now Albany will hold on to it, and they'll try to send a long ball. But Rhode Island there to defend it. And once again, right around the midfield area, they hold on to the ball, preventing any sort of attack that Albany has this half. But it looks like Rhode Island are going to start over practically, going all the way back to their keeper, looking to restart play, and will try to shuffle it. Still rainy, wet conditions here at Johnson and Wales and Rhode Island. But so far, it looks like Rhode Island are the team that have been able to accumulate to the weather. But it does go out. It goes out of play for a throw-in for Rhode Island. And so they're going to look to keep the ball roughly around that left wing. But it looks like that one went out. Quick restart for Albany, but Rhode Island will intercept that once again. And they're going to try to attack all the way from the left-hand side, but they'll cut it to the middle. They'll try to find a player towards the middle of the field. Good shot, but just wide. Oh, man. Insane attack from Rhode Island. Just a little bit too far to the right of the goal. It's going to be put down for a goal kick for Albany. They're going to kick it deep. And Rhode Island, once again with the interception, a possible counter, but good poking from Albany. But Rhode Island will get that quick throw in, look to shuffle it in for a couple of players inside the box. But no pressure there. Easy pickup for Albany. Trying to keep this game within reach. Haven't had too many chances on Rhode Island's attacking side, but that touch just lets her down, and it'll go right back to Rhode Island Rogues and a turnover here. And so we're going to see a pass back. Looked to chop it over to the middle, but couldn't really decide which of the two forwards she wanted to pass it to. And it gets intercepted by Albany, who will look to get an attacking position. But once again, too heavy of a touch. The pass was incomplete there, and it'll go back to Rhode Island Rogues, who run out of room, but will keep the ball. Goes out via the Albany Rush. So still with a very high press, still with a strong attack, Rhode Island Rogues. And it's going to go out once again via Albany, and Rhode Island will pick it up. So Rhode Island send it through, but Albany with a strong defense. And for the third time, it's going out for a throw-in for Rhode Island. And they will look to chop it up. But it's going to go out of play. Really liking that left side of the field, the far side, trying to attack and find some exposed space in that area. Try to throw off Albany with just a lot of attacks. And then perhaps trying to catch them on an opening to send the ball towards the middle of the box. But they were able to read that. And they'll look to pick it up and send it farther downfield, but maybe it was the wet surface. I'm not too sure. Didn't push the ball as hard as she was hoping for. And it goes right back to Rhode Island, who's going to have a good cut back. Top of the box, we're going to see a shot gets deflected, and it's going to go out of play for a corner kick, perhaps. Or I'm sorry, no, it's going to go back for a goal kick. I guess it was just a mishit. Looked like it might have gone off the defender of Albany Rush, but instead it was just a simple mishit, and it will go for a goal kick for the Albany Rush. Though, once again, a lot of good attacks for the Rhode Island Rogues. About an hour into this game, 60 minutes have gone by. Rhode Island will hold on to the ball again, bring it back after this goal kick. Good spin move to turn it around, but a nice kick defensively from Albany to force a throw in yet again for the Rhode Island Rogues. And now they'll look to launch in the ball, but couldn't find a clean pass. So it's going to get picked up by Albany, who need to find a lot of attack. Almost finds a Rhode Island player. That would have been very dangerous one-on-one with the keeper. But now Albany, again, needs to find an attacking phase at the moment. Haven't had too much possession on the ball. Going to try to send it down the field against Rhode Island. But Rhode Island, once again, just picking it up. And now just hovering on that left side of the field once again that they enjoy. But now they're looking to switch it up, heading towards the middle of the field, looking for the openings. A strong pass, maybe a little bit too strong to compensate for the slippery surface of the field. But now Albany is picking it up, going to restart from their back line. Rhode Island keeping a high press, almost went for a slide tackle there, but decided against it at the last second. Might not matter though. Rhode Island still pushing hard and are able to force an error and get back on the ball. And now they have a couple of players just let the touchdown a little bit too lightly from Rhode Island. And now Albany are the one that seems to be in a strong attacking position. It's a 3-on-4, tries to lob it up to their winger, but Rhode Island will just get to the end of that and hold on to the ball. Good awareness from their keeper to just get to the end of that and prevent a potential shot on target and a potential game-tying shot from Albany. But a good step in from Albany to prevent the turnover. And now they're going to send it across the field. But it will be picked up by Rhode Island. Albany looking to track back. But now Rhode Island, a lot of green grass in front of her. Will she pass to that right wing? She will. But again, just too light a touch. It's going to be picked up by Albany. And now it's charged, but it's going to go out of play via Rhode Island. Albany will have the throw in. Rhode Island Rogues have been doing pretty well with possession for most of the game. We're able to get a goal because of it, but this one's far from over. Albany contemplating their choices. They're looking to see if they can pass it forward to try to find some exposed openings to maybe cut through that defense of Rhode Island. That's been a little bit hard to cut through. Have only really been chopped up in the first game, but since then, these last 2 and now 3 games so far have stood ground. Have only really allowed 1 goal in that entire span in these 3 games since that 5-2 loss to Connecticut. But now they get back on the ball. and perhaps looking to add to their goals for tally. But Rhode Island, with just a touch that lets her down, it'll go out for a throw in for Albany. Going to see a light pass back towards their defensive line, but Rhode Island will pick up those pieces, get back on the ball, a little bit of a high touch. And now the ball is high up in the air. Rhode Island with a good step in, but Albany was almost there to bring it back. Ball's going back and forth right around midfield, but it's poked away by Rhode Island. Albany clamoring for a handball to try to get the ball back, and the ref will whistle it. It goes out of play. But that might just be a standard throw-in, but no, he's going to call a foul instead. He's going to call that handball against Rhode Island Rogues. And now a long ball from Albany. Lose the possession on the long ball, but no, they wrestle it away from her. And now they're trying to send a through ball in. They find their player at the top of the box. And now looking for a possible shot. Oh, the cross was there. It was on the ground, but she found a player, but unfortunately just stepped over the ball. Couldn't find her footing and was unable to get the shot off. And Rhode Island, oh man, just falls. And the ref is going to say play on. She charged into one of the Albany players and just stumbled and fell. Lost control of the ball, or lost control of herself. And the ball just happened to get away from her. And now Albany picking up the ball, trying to run away with it. Can we get a shot from the top of the 18? Maybe it was more like 20 to 25 yards out, but it was always sailing to the right. So now Albany's starting to wake up a little bit in these last 5 minutes or so. Not bad at all. Very strong performance. Looks like a multitude of substitutions. It might be 4 subs at once for Rhode Island. I believe so. And massive substitution change for Rhode Island to try to bring in some fresh legs, some new players. Maybe try to tweak their game plan just a little bit to try to see this game out and to earn those 3 points for the second time this season and to get maybe a little win streak started, to get 2 wins in a row. But Albany Rush, they won't go down without a fight. If they win this matchup, they'll have 2 wins and 2 losses on the season. So far, 0 draws so far. So they could get at least a point if they manage to get 1 back here, as long as they don't prevent Rhode Island from scoring once again. And then a good little cutback from Albany. We're going to see a chip up to try to find their forward, but good defensive stand from Rhode Island just to shield the ball away from her. And we're just going to kick it out towards the left for a possible throw-in for Albany. And they're going to cross the ball all the way to the right side of that top of the 18. And now just resetting in that attacking format for Albany. Tries to shuffle the ball towards the top of the 18. And now a slight counterattack has started, but Rhode Island able to grab the shirt. And ref will call it there. It will be an Albany free kick right around midfield. And so Rhode Island had a possibility for a brilliant counterattack, but unfortunately the ball just sailed a little bit too far. How far will it sail here for Albany? Will it meet a player? It does. Will she get on the end of it? And she does. What a brilliant goal. Albany Rush get their way back into this matchup and tie it up from the free kick at midfield. How far will it sail here for Albany? Will it meet a player? The header, and then just meets the volley and able to bypass the keeper for a brilliant goal from inside the box. Albany Rush tie this game up. They had something to say, and they said it. Put that statement on the map, and Albany are now tied with Rhode Island Rogues 1-1 with still 22 minutes to play plus stoppage time. We'll see what happens the rest of this second half, but Albany not going down without a fight. They took that free kick from midfield. Who knew that the long ball into the box, you just never know. That's why they keep trying it, because you just never know. Why many teams try it. You just never know. Something like that could happen. You can get a favorable land, and they took advantage of the volley, and it went in. So now 1-1, and now Rhode Island are going to try to have to respond Because now, if the game ends like this, Rhode Island will have lost 2 points or dropped 2 points. They were in a position to earn 3. But now if the game ends like this, both teams are sharing a point. So will we see a winner before the game is up? Albany looking to prove that they are the ones that can send it. Deep shot from the 18, but curling a little bit to the left. Just did not get the airspeed it needed to test the keeper on that one. So Rhode Island looking a little bit out of shape. And again, that goal happened, I'd say maybe about 2 to 3 minutes after that massive substitution for Rhode Island. So we'll have to see what this new game plan opens up. Almost a near mistake for Rhode Island. Just kind of caught her feet under the ball a little bit and was unable to get the move that she wanted. But Rhode Island are looking to build out of their back line. And so far, maybe Albany have been doing a better job of taking advantage of this new formation, of this new play style, and the new subs that Rhode Island were able to set in. Just trying to find their chemistry and looking to get back on the ball and show that dangerous attack in possession that they had for most of the first half, Rhode Island. So now they're looking to lob it back. Nearly lost the ball, but the touch was kind and brought it back. High sailing cross. Nearly finds a Rhode Island player, but finds the head of Albany instead. And it's going to roll out for a potential corner kick, it looks like the ref is pointing. Corner kick for Rhode Island Rogues. This will be the first corner kick of the half. Not sure if it's the first corner kick of the game, but first corner kick of the half for Rhode Island Rogues. This could be a brilliant set piece opportunity. High sailing ball. Will it find the header? Just goes past everybody. It was a great corner kick from Rhode Island, but just misses everybody. And so it'll go out for a goal kick for Albany. 1-1 in this Women's Premier Soccer League matchup, the Northeast Conference. Again, 2 teams, early season, trying to jostle their positions for a top 3, top 2 spot on the table. Again, dependent on the results of other games this week. But we'll see how Albany do now that they have the ball back with a little bit more confidence after getting that goal. Good header back, but just missed their mark. And now Rhode Island are going to pick it back up. And we'll look to send it towards that left wing, trying to find somebody, but it will send it through to the top of the box, but we'll get poked away by Albany. And now they're looking to start a trend, but Rhode Island will quickly get back on that ball after a huge speed and nice trail back in defense. But now after dropping back, they're gonna go forward, and now it's Albany that will be dropping back, looking to try to defend across, and they do. And they might be surrendering another corner kick. Instead, it's going to be a goal kick for Albany. So Albany will send the ball forward, but it will be picked up by Rhode Island, and they're going to lob it over to a player that's behind all the defenders, but will be called for offsides. A little bit too good to be true for Rhode Island Rogues. But a good positioning and a good plan, good strategy to try to pull off that sneak attack against Albany Rush. But unfortunately, just left a little too early. Pass occurred a little bit too late. And a good header down from Rhode Island to keep regaining that possession after all the Albany Rush goal kicks. Rhode Island is doing a great job intercepting all of those long balls from the goal kicks. The ball will go out for, once again, another goal kick for Albany. So Rhode Island, as soon as they get into that final third, besides that one goal we had in the first half, they've been struggling at least this half to try to find a final finish. We've had a few crosses into the box and a few good looks on set piece opportunities, But when it comes to open play, it's been rather challenging so far. And now with Albany Rush starting to get a little bit more confidence in their possession and starting to hold on to the ball more, a little bit of an ambitious touch. Thought Albany can outrun the defender for Rhode Island, but instead Rhode Island with a good step in there. It's going to go out for a throw-in for Albany in Rhode Island's final third. And so they'll throw it in. And we'll keep it on their right side. A couple light touches, but finds a player who's off sides on the right wing. It was a good look to get that through ball in, but she was behind all of the Rhode Island defenders. And now Rhode Island will pick it up via an offsides position on their own side. And we'll see what they can do with a restart. So here comes Rhode Island. Sending the ball down towards the middle, but Albany there to intercept it. Ball's going to go out for an Albany throw-in. And now both teams got to be thinking, what do I got to do to get this win? What do I got to do to get the 3 points in this matchup? 1 point I feel would be largely dissatisfying for both teams. Again, it's early season, but you want to get the season off on a good foot. You want to get on a right path of momentum. And so a winning goal from either team could be what they need. Rhode Island with a good defense to keep the ball away from Albany. And then tries to intercept it there once again, but Albany with a good step through. And Rhode Island are able to pick the ball back. Ball is changing hands left and right, but Albany are back on the ball. Tries a through ball, but a slide tackle, all ball though. So good slide tackle from Rhode Island, able to get it back, and it will be handled by their keeper, but it seems like the Albany attacking player might be hurt after that play. Might have been a harsh fall. And so medical personnel will be, or athletic trainers will try to tend to Albany Rush to hopefully try to get her back on her feet. Maybe it was the follow through of that tackle or just the quickness of the fall. So we hope that she's all right. But with about 15 minutes to go before extra time or stoppage time, both teams are strategizing, trying to think of ways to slot in a final chance. Set pieces seem to be a good possibility. Again, trying the wings to try to just break down the defensive line, set up some open gaps, and try to put together a couple of passes that can just throw the other team off guard and see how fast they need to play in order to get to the final third, get to the end of the ball. It looks like Albany Rush will be substituting their injured player as we see an Albany player enter the huddle. And it looks like she is still down on the field. The ref looking at his watch, making sure to add time to the end of the game. Whatever amount is appropriate. So Rhode Island Rogues, for those of you just joining us, Rhode Island Rogues in the All Blacks have scored in the first half. They were up 1-0 on Albany Rush. And then about 10 minutes ago, in the second half, Albany Rush came through. They had a foul called on them. And so they had a free kick around midfield. Had a huge long ball that took a bounce inside the box, managed to find a player who took that ball off the volley and just bypassed everybody, including the keeper, and drew the game at 1-1 roughly 10 minutes ago. So Albany in the white and blues. We'll take a look back at that goal.
How far will it sail here for
That
Albany?
was the
Will it
free
meet a
kick,
player?
just headed from the Albany player, bounces inside the box.
And she does.
And that volley from Albany is why the game is tied up currently. And so far this season, Albany do not have a draw. So if the result ends like this, this will be the first draw for Albany and the second draw for Rhode Island Rogues after drawing to Merrimack Valley Hawks FC a couple of weeks ago. That was also a 1-1 game. Do Rhode Island have what it takes? Or do Albany have what it takes? Again, both teams with one win on the season. Both of their wins have been against the Kingston Capitals. So if they get their second win, it could be today. And again, they're still tending to the Albany Rush attacking player who is still on the ground. And now more people looking into it, trying to see what's wrong. And to see if there's any possibility of her being able to continue the match or if she will need to be substituted. But they will look to pick her up. Not quite sure what exactly the injury is. It could be a lower body injury. Oh, yeah, she's not moving that right leg. Oh, no. So something might have happened on that tackle. Despite that tackle being clean, it was all ball from the Rhode Island player. It might have been an awkward fall on the tackle. So we wish her a very, very speedy recovery, and we hope that it's nothing super serious. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for the minds to be cleared and to sort of put your focus back onto the game after seeing a potential injury like that occur. But both teams will have to take their mind off of it. They will now have about 10 minutes, a little less than 9 minutes, roughly 8.5 plus stoppage time, which could be extensive, to try to find a winner. So 82nd minute, game is back underway. And Rhode Island Rogues will gain control of that ball due to that goal kick opportunity they had, but it will go out of play for an Albany Rush throw. More substitutions coming in for Rhode Island. So 2 players going out and another 2 coming back in. But Albany will get that throw in, looking to try to poke the ball to a teammate and able to find it, but it will roll out, goes out via Rhode Island. So it'll be an Albany Rush throw in slightly deeper into Rhode Island territory and just gets shoved off the ball. And it will go out once again for an Albany throw. And so Rhode Island had it for a quick second, but we were unable to control it. It'll go out for an Albany throw. And Albany will just restart right around midfield. Rhode Island had a touch for a second there, but they couldn't find a player, so they just tossed it downfield. But they do get the ball back, but not before Albany are able to handle it. And that will go out of an Albany player. So Rhode Island Rogues will get the ball back and just immediately throws it back in. But it will be poked away. And Rhode Island do get control back on that field. And they will look to send it towards the middle to try to drive it down that left channel, find some open players. They'll look to get a through ball going. Might have been too strong. And Albany's keeper will slide down and take it. It was a good look. And if the ball was just a little bit softer, it could have found the Rhode Island Rogue forward. But instead, Albany will take control of that, make sure this game stays at 1-1. But again, on the goal kick, just a miss hit from the keeper. So Rhode Island will pick it back up, and then we'll see a good cross. Awkward bounce from Albany, but it will go back to their keeper, who will look to roll it back. Will she go for the long ball once again? Or will she roll it out? And she's going for the long ball. It's been intercepted by Rhode Island most of the time. Rhode Island does get ahead to it. And Rhode Island will get the ball back again after it's all said and done, but not for long. Albany will just kick it forward. And good header from Rhode Island to send it towards that left side. But Albany will now take it and put it towards the middle of the field. And now look to switch up the field entirely, but it does meet a Rhode Island player. So unable to connect on that pass. Rhode Island will send in a lob ball. They try to meet, but they do get a connection. Rhode Island with a good cutback. Looking for a shot off the top of the box. Going to require the save from Albany Rush. And will keep that ball in bounds and hold on to it. It was a very good take from Rhode Island. But unfortunately, that one might just go down as a shot. Might have been sailing just wide of the target. And so now Albany are looking to push the ball forward. Rhode Island tried to intercept it. But Albany will keep control of the ball. They'll switch up the field and look to continue an attack. Maybe they're looking for a late winner. Bypasses a Rhode Island defender, but not fully. So it's going to go out for a corner kick. Corner kick. This will be Albany's first corner kick of the game. And we'll see how Rhode Island respond to this. They allowed a goal from a first set piece opportunity, although that set piece was all the way back at midfield. This one is a lot closer to the goal. This is a corner kick for Albany. Their first of the half. They got a lot of players hovering around the penalty spot area. Finds that of one of them, but Rhode Island are there to perhaps launch a counterattack as they get to the end of that one. And they'll look to switch up the field. Can they get the pass connected? They do. It'll be shepherded out, but meets the legs of Albany. And now they're looking for an attack of their own. Gonna lob it up. Try to find their attacker, who will cross it inside the box, and it nearly sneaks in that far post, but just goes out wide. I thought she was going to try to find another winger to slot that one home, but instead, it looked like it might have been a closer shot than anything else, and it nearly goes inside that far post, but instead drifts to the outside of it. And the scoreline stays at 1-1. But what can Rhode Island do? Rhode Island have kind of been on the back foot for the last 20 minutes. Ever since that goal's been scored, we haven't seen too many shots or strong spells of possession from Rhode Island since that goal occurred. So if Rhode Island want to come away with 3 points, they're going to have to put this one together and find that good set of possession that they had throughout the first half. Again, very wet, rainy conditions here in Rhode Island. You see the rain falling off everyone's umbrellas. This one will go for another corner kick. Throw-in for Albany. They'll try to cross it inside the box. Do they find a player? They do. Tries to poke it in. But instead, it will meet a Rhode Island defender who will try to send and spring one of their players free, but the keeper is all the way there. Goes all the way outside of her box and will try to launch it forward. But once again, Rhode Island get to the end of that, and the ball is going to trail out on our near side for a throw-in for Rhode Island. Not a lot of time left in the game for either team to produce a goal. Again, we'll see how much stoppage time there is. Albany finding some openings, trying to spring a couple of players free. And a good fake out. Going to try to send it forward now. And looking to spring a cross up. It's all ground, though. And it's offsides anyways. So Rhode Island will take that as we enter the 90th minute of play. 1-1 here in Rhode Island. Between two teams that are looking for points. Again, early in the season, but looking to climb up the table and keep up with some of the teams that are higher on the table in the Northeastern Conference on the WPSL. Some good touches and passes by Rhode Island, looking to just dodge and weave through a couple of defenders, but instead the ref's going to call that foul and will give a free kick to Albany Rush. This is about like 8 yards forward from their set piece when they scored their goal. So they're going to try this exact same strategy again, have a lot of players forward, and then they'll send just a deep ball towards the top of the box. I mean, it worked last time, so why not try again? Rhode Island, I believe, are going to have one more substitution. So while that's complete, we see, again, same strategy, headed away, and it's almost the exact same type of play, but it's cleared off the line by Rhode Island. The exact same type of play that Albany did, and it almost was slotted away. It looks like it's offsides again as the ref is raising his hand. So it looks like it was offsides, but again, look at this replay. Headed from the top of the box, and they found a player that if there was just a little bit more power, it would have gone in. But I don't think it would have counted anyway as the ref had his hand raised. That signals offsides. So again, Albany is doing very well with those far set pieces right around midfield. But as we enter stoppage time now, we will see how much time there is on the clock. But regardless, now Rhode Island is in attacking territory, some place that they haven't been too much this half. So Albany's got to be careful not to let a game winner slide in during the last couple of minutes here in stoppage time. Good throw-in from Rhode Island. And they'll look to turn the ball around, get a cross in, but couldn't curve back in the field of play. It will go out for an Albany Rush goal kick. So both teams, as it stands, will split the points. Rhode Island will still stay 1 point above Albany on the table. If it stands like this, this will be Rhode Island's second draw compared to Albany's first draw of this season, this young season in 2025. But Rhode Island starting to push the ball forward a little bit. It's going to go out for a Rhode Island throw in. Trying to get some players inside the box to allow for a potential setup for a shot on target if they're able to get one going. But the throw in is there. They find a Rhode Island player headed away, but meets the head of an Albany Rush defender. It was a near possibility for Rhode Island after that attack. But Rhode Island thought they had the throw, and it's going to go to Albany instead. And now they're going to keep the ball out of play. It'll continue to stay with Albany. Albany is far from the goal that they're trying to attack to. But can they get down there in the matter of time that we have? Instead, Rhode Island looks to pick it up, try to find a player on the top of the box. They find someone who's going to go for a direct shot, and it meets the keeper. Good save by Albany Rush to keep this scoreline at 1-1. Albany's going to punt this one away. And this one they do keep possession of after this goal kick, but Rhode Island just a little bit later will find that interception, and the ball does roll out of play. It'll be an Albany Rush throw-in. And they'll try to send it in deep now. They'll try to get the ball in their own territory, but it will go out once again. Albany are getting these throw-ins deeper and deeper into attacking territory. Let's see what they could do on open play. They'll try to switch up the field as they find some open players, but it's poked away by Rhode Island. They're looking to spring a counterattack if they could get to the end of the ball, but Albany will pick it back up. And now they'll look to spring a couple of players free. Just driving on the straight grass, they find a player at the top of the 18, but not before Rhode Island is there to just boot it away. And it'll be met by the Albany's defensive line, who will look to just send it forward. And now Rhode Island trying to get to the end of that, but it would be kicked away. And the ref is going to allow play to keep going. So there's still a chance. Rhode Island, this is a free kick for them. They're going to send it all the way down. They realize they don't got much time left. So a long ball, but it's well defended by Albany. And now they're going to look to drive down. Will they score a game winner? An ambitious through ball. So now Rhode Island's just going to kick it away, get it out of harm's way. And it's going to go in for a throw-in for Albany. They're not done yet. Rhode Island's got to be careful here. Albany will throw it in. Good slide from Rhode Island to make sure that Albany don't get any attacks. This might be one of the last chances Albany have to get a winner. They'll kick it back out. They'll keep the ball in play, get a cross in the air, but it bypasses a lot of Rhode Island defenders, but no one was there for Albany. So Rhode Island will look to send it back, and now they might have one more chance. Rhode Island will send it down, but that was too ambitious. It's going to be Albany. Ref checking his watch. Still sees a little bit of time. Albany are going to get that throw in. They're going to send it in deep, but Rhode Island will get to the end of it. Then Albany will find that possession, but they're looking to get back to the end of that ball. Rhode Island might kick it away. It's hard to see who that went out on, but either way, Rhode Island's got to be careful. Albany have the ball. They're looking to pass it out towards that left wing and get one last prayer into the box. But it's going to go out for a free kick for Rhode Island Rogues. Tries to get to the end of that, but Albany will be there to send it forward. Rhode Island will poke it away, but not before Albany gets it back. And now Rhode Island, they have a little bit of free space left. They're going to send it all the way down to that left side of the field. Do Albany get to the end of that? No, Rhode Island does. They're going to look for a final shot off the top of the 18, and it just barely goes wide to the left of the target. Tried to shoot the ball from the top of the box, and it was very, very close. Almost bypassed everybody. But instead, it will be a goal kick. And that, ladies and gents, will be the game. The ref calls it there. Very close and very, very tight, intense in those last few minutes. But that is your final. 1-1, Rhode Island Rogues FC versus Albany Rush in this matchup for the Women's Premier Soccer League in the Northeast Conference. Both teams share the point, and we thank you guys for watching.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today.